Joseph, first strike first, and then Emmanuel scored that. That is good to make it 8 goals for him this season, right? I mean, with regards to the performance itself, how well did Nations play on that day? Or is it because 11 wonders are 11 wonders?
So for a player like Emmanuel, let me first go there. He has scored 8 times this season, right? And then 4 of those goals have come against 11 wonders. 4 of his goals this season have come against 11 wonders. So that's 50%.
Interesting. I have not really thought about that.
Against one team. He scored a hat-trick when they came to Abranteson, right. And then one when they, So I think Emmanuel just loves playing 11 wonders. And I also think it wasn't necessarily because Nations FC were a top team, but it was because it was 11 wonders. It was just 11 wonders.
So basically, you don't think Nations can pick any more wins on the road?
It depends on it, because Nations might not be able to pick any win from any other venue.
Right.
From any other venue, because apart from 11 wonders, one of the worst teams in the league currently is at home is out of folk.
Yeah.
Nations were never.
I think they're the second worst team.
Yes,
actually.
Nations were able to pick a point.
And that is very surprising.
Yes. So if it is 11 wonders, then it's just because 11 wonders. And mind, 11 wonders, they are playing at the Sweden Sports Stadium because they don't have to pay anything.
Interesting. Okay.
Even when they are playing in Accra, they don't have fans.
Right.
Then imagine what happens in Sweden.
I remember their game against Sweden All Blacks, and then I think at the Legon Sports.
Yeah, at the Legon Sports.
The All Blacks.
They had more All Blacks fans than 11 wonders fans.
Okay. So that was it for Saturday, and then on Sunday special, of course, we had 8 games on Sunday special. With, of course, the title contenders were playing on the same day. Kotoko. After the Super Clash, the whole Karim G2 episode and all of that, people actually thought they were back. But then Vision FC held them to a goalless draw. For 10-man, Vision FC held them to a goalless draw at Babayara. Was that disappointing?
Well, it's disappointing for the Porcupine fans. But again, the narratives around the Porcupine Warriors have always been clear. And one of the things the coach put out there during the post-match is that it looks as if the players have a certain burden anytime they are playing in front of the fans at Babayara. But it looks like they try to get a result. But again, it just tells you the kind of players Kotoko and House of Folk themselves are having. They have players that psychologically are not up there to play for this great club, because big clubs, players, it is when you have the fans, the 12 voice behind you, that should be compelling you to get a result. But if you have the 12 man in the stand and rather it demoralizes you to get the result, then it's a bit shaky for me. I wasn't surprised that Vision FC were able to grind the result. Vision FC is a good team, the young squad, a lot of energy for them. But again, Kotoko failed to do the basic things. So many spaces in their game. They failed to close out spaces when it matters most. Their strikers, Abed Amwa, is back from early Benghazi. He's not finding his goal scoring boot. Even the ones we have, Kwame Opoku, you understand, they are struggling to just tap in simple balls that you should be turning in at the back of the net. They are struggling. And the coach rightly said it in the post-match conference. He said, look, when Kamara hit that ball, a player at the far post should have just nodded it home. But the player is waiting for the ball to get in, and that is Morifin Dozo he was referring to. So it tells you again, Kotoko's problem is the fact that their strikers are not just scoring. Because if you have a top club like Kotoko, whose best scorer this season have just turned in 4 goals, that should tell you their dilemma.